Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 20-minute breakout session called Savvy Social Security, featuring Family Wealth Manager Beth Blecker. Over 40 Females has weekly educational teleseminars that range from fashion to finance to building your businesses, strengthening your spirituality, and endless other subjects you can benefit from. So for our archives of video educational resources, please go to over40females.com and click on the Resource tab and scroll down to the Video Educational Library. Okay, Beth Blecker is the owner and CEO of Eastern Planning, Inc. Drawing upon her many years of retirement planning, Beth's unique insight into dealing with divorce, taking care of parents, and other pressing issues that face all of us today and impact our money is the centerpiece of her family wealth management program. Beth believes every client has different needs and challenges. Her goal is to achieve the highest level of understanding of their unique situation so that she can help them plan with confidence and enjoy life. Okay, I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Beth, welcome.
Welcome, everyone. I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about savvy Social Security planning for women. Social Security is very important to women. Women represent 57% of all Social Security beneficiaries age 62 and older, and about 68% of all beneficiaries age 85 and older. Whether you are married or single, divorced or widowed, there are certain strategies that can give you more benefits over your lifetime. We're going to talk about some of those strategies today. But remember, this is a condensed version of our workshop. If you wish to see it in its entirety, please go to www.easternplanning.com. What we offer tab, and then to monthly seminars. Women in general have greater concerns about their retirement security, yet do less than needed to plan adequately for addressing those concerns. This quote came from a study by MetLife on women, retirement, and the extra long life. Unfortunately, it's true in too many cases, but at least you're here. Whether this is a first step for you or you're one of the savvy ones who has been planning for retirement all along, gathering information about Social Security and other sources of income in retirement is what you need to do to take care of yourself responsibly. Here are your realities. In general, women have lower lifetime earnings, lower pensions, and longer lives than men. Women have made a lot of strides in the work world, but there is still a pay gap. On average, women earn 77 cents for every dollar earned by men. This translates to lower retirement savings, lower pensions, and lower Social Security. Yet women tend to live longer than men, so you need these resources even more. That gender pay gap means that a full-time working woman will earn $443,360 less than her male counterpart over 40 years, according to a recent study by the National Women's Law Center. Translated another way, a woman needs to work 52 years compared to a man's 40 years. Everybody's situation is different, of course, but I just want to mention the value of working a few more years. By not being in such a rush to retire, you may be able to pay down debt, add to your retirement savings, reduce the number of years that you have to draw from assets in retirement, and raise your Social Security benefit. It's just a thought, if that option is still available to you. Okay, now let's talk about the subject you came here to learn about, the value of Social Security and how you may be able to increase your lifetime benefits. Women love Social Security. Here's one reason why. It offers income you cannot outlive. Ida Mae Fuller, the first recipient of a monthly Social Security check, lived to age 100. She received Social Security right up until the month she died. If your monthly Social Security benefit is $2,000 and you live 10 more years, you'll receive a total of a little over $300,000 in lifetime benefits. If you live 30 more years, you'll receive over $1 million. Hard to believe, isn't it? Because Social Security provides inflation-adjusted income for life. The best way to get the most out of Social Security is to live a really, really long time. The previous slide showed the total benefits you might receive depending on how long you live. This slide shows how your annual income could grow with cost of living adjustments. The Social Security trustees project annual cost of living adjustments averaging 2.7%. not currently, but projected. So if your benefit is $2,000 and annual COLAs average 2.7%, your monthly income in 10 years will be $2,611. In 30 years, it'll be $4,448. Again, when it comes to getting the most out of Social Security, it pays to live a long life. Okay, now for the fun stuff. Social Security rules and strategies. This can be somewhat complex depending on your marital status, but it's definitely worth understanding the different rules and strategies because it is what can help you get more out of the system. Let's start with a series of questions. The first question is, do you qualify for Social Security benefits on your own work record? You do? If you're paid a Social Security for at least 10 years sometime during your lifetime, then you qualify. It doesn't matter if these 10 years occurred in one stretch early in your life or in one stretch later in your life, or if they were broken up. You need at least 10 years of fairly minimal earnings. Next question, are you currently married? And has your husband started receiving his Social Security benefit? It will become clear later why we are asking these questions. You and or your husband may be able to receive spousal benefits. We'll explain later. Regardless of whether or not you are currently married, have you been married before? Are there any former husbands, dead or alive, lurking out there? Believe it or not, you may be able to receive Social Security benefits based on a former husband's work record. If your previous marriage ended in divorce, but it lasted for over 10 years, and if you are currently unmarried, you may qualify for divorce spouse benefits. If you're divorced and your ex-husband is deceased, you may qualify for divorce spouse survivor benefits. We'll talk more about this later. Even if you're currently married, you may receive survivor benefits based on the former husband's work record as long as your current marriage took place after age 60. So if your husband died and you're almost 60, don't get married until you pass that 60 mark. Depending on your answers to the previous questions, you could be entitled to one or more of the following: retirement benefits, spousal benefits, divorce spouse benefits, or survivor benefits. How you coordinate all these benefits is crucial in determining your overall Social Security income. But let's pause for one moment to define some terms. The first concept to understand is full retirement age, FRA. This is the age at which you may claim full unreduced Social Security benefits. A lot of people think it's 62 when they think of Social Security. But if you claim your Social Security benefits at 62, it will permanently reduce your claim by 25% or more. To get your full benefits, you must wait until full retirement age, which is no longer 65. If you were born between 1943 and 1954, your full retirement age is 66. If you were born after 1960, your full retirement age is 67. Next important concept to understand is your primary insurance amount, PIA. We won't go into the benefit formula because it's really complicated, but it's based on your work history. The system uses your highest 35 years of earnings. The higher those earnings are, up to the annual Social Security taxable maximum, the higher your benefit will be. This is one reason we encourage women to work a little longer. If you do not have 35 years, you get zeros in the earning record. So as many zeros as you can replace for working, the better you will be. To find out your primary insurance amount, just look at your annual Social Security statement. It's your benefit amount at your full retirement age. In this example, the benefit amount at full retirement age is $2,029 per month. This is the primary insurance amount, PIA. Now let's talk about retirement benefits. If you worked for at least 10 years in a job that paid into Social Security, you will be entitled to retirement benefits. If you are 60, The Social Security Administration sends you an annual statement 3 months before your birthday, showing the amount of benefits you are entitled to. If you are under 60, you can go to www.socialsecurity.gov/mystatement. You will need to answer a series of questions relating to your credit history. These are for security reasons. Once you answer the questions and set up an account, you'll be able to access your statement at any time in the future, or until you start collecting. We talked about your primary insurance amount, the PIA, which is the amount of benefit if you apply for Social Security at full retirement age. But what if you apply at a different age? If you apply for your Social Security retirement benefit before full retirement age, you will receive a percentage of your PIA. If your full retirement age is 66 and you claim at 62, you'll only receive 75% of your PIA. So, if your PIA is $2,000, your permanent benefit will be $1,500. The difference between $1,500 and $2,000 may not seem much now, but over time, claiming early can make a huge difference in how much you receive each month. Conversely, if you apply for Social Security after full retirement age, your benefit will go up 8% for each year you delay. 8% each year is a lot of money. So if your full retirement age is 66 and you apply at 67, your benefit will be 108%. At 68, it'll be 116% plus any COLA, and so on until you're age 70. So if your PIA is $2,000 and you wait to 70, your permanent benefit will be $2,640 plus COLA. Here are all the options. Let's say you're 62 now and your PIA is $2,000. If you apply now, your permanent benefit will be $1,500 a month. By age 70, with annual cost of living adjustments, COLA, it'll be $1,856. Or you could delay applying until age 70. At that time, your PIA will have grown with the 8% annual delayed credits and the annual cost of living. So even though your statement might show your age 70 benefit to be $2,000, by the time you get to age 70, 8 years from now, you might actually receive $3,267 per month with COLAs. The disparity between the early claiming amount of $1,500 and the later claiming of $2,640 grows wider over time. And here we see how wide the disparity has grown. When you're 85 years old, your monthly income will be $2,768 if you apply at 62, or $4,872 if you apply at 70. This can make a huge difference in your standard of living. These amounts in the third column may seem high to you now, but they won't seem high when a loaf of bread costs $15. Keep in mind that these numbers are based on a 2% inflation adjustment. The actual inflation adjustments could turn out to be different. The when to apply question is very complex and really requires a customized analysis, which of course I do with Eastern Planning. If you apply early, your benefit starts out at some fraction of your PIA and remains at that percentage for the rest of your life. Your benefit amount is locked in at the time you apply and only goes up with annual cost of living. COLAs magnify the impact of early and delayed retirement because the annual cost of living adjustment is applied to either the lower or the higher amount. This causes the disparity to increase with each passing year. The when to apply question impacts survivor benefits as well. In fact, if your husband earned more than you did, so that his PIA is higher than yours, it is even more important for him to delay filing. This will increase your survivor benefit if he dies first. His higher benefit will transfer over to you. So you want to do whatever it takes to maximize the survivor, the higher of the two Social Securities. We'll talk more about this in a few minutes. Getting stuck with reduced benefit is not the only reason not to file for Social Security before full retirement age. Another reason is that you are still working, maybe, And some of your benefit may be held due to the earnings test. $1 in benefits is going to be withheld for every $2 you earn over $15,720 in 2015. Now, this is not a reason to stop working. You're going to need those extra earnings both now and in retirement. If you're managing to save some of your income, but it is a reason not to apply for Social Security before your full retirement age. After you turn full retirement age, there is no earnings test. So if your full retirement is 66, you can earn anything from working and still collect full Social Security. Another reason not to file for Social Security before full retirement age is that you might not be able to take advantage of some of the savvy spousal strategies, which we're going to talk about next. Okay, now let's talk about spousal benefits. When Social Security was first instituted in 1935, most women didn't work. So the system allows for spousal benefits to be paid when a woman can draw Social Security off her husband's work record. Now, of course, most women qualify for a retirement benefit on their own record. But you still may be able to take advantage of spousal benefits. And because Social Security is gender neutral, your husband may be able to take advantage of spousal benefits too. Let's start with a simple example. Jack and Jill are married. Jack's PIA, primary insurance amount, is $2,400. Jill never worked, so she doesn't qualify for Social Security. After Jack files for his benefit, Jill can file for her spousal benefit. The amount will only be 50% of Jack's PIA if she files at her full retirement age. If she files early, it will only be 35% of his PIA. Now let's talk about coordinating spousal benefits. If you file at full retirement age or later, this is where you can take advantage of some interesting rules. If you file after FRA, you can restrict your application to your spousal benefits and receive a spousal benefit for 4 years while your own retirement benefit builds at 8% annual until age 70. To learn more about this benefit and how it works, go to www.easternplanning, and you can watch a whole workshop at that time. Now we come to divorced spouse benefits. If you were married over 10 years to the same husband and are currently unmarried, pay attention. Here are the rules. If your marriage lasted 10 years, so if you're 9 years and thinking about divorce, hang in there another year. If you're currently unmarried and your ex-husband is at least 62, you may be entitled to a divorced spouse benefit. If the divorce occurred more than 2 years ago, he does not even know. And guess what? He only needs to be 62, and he can be remarried, or remarried and divorced and remarried again. Remember, like the previous slide, you only get 1/2 of the benefit at full retirement age. Okay, now let's talk about survivor benefits. You probably can't even imagine this now, but if you're married or if you're divorced, your husband or your ex-husband might die before you do. Odds are he will, since women on average live longer than men. So you might at some point in your life become eligible for a survivor benefit. And that survivor benefit, if that survivor benefit is higher than the benefit you are receiving at the time of your husband or ex-husband's death, you can switch to the higher benefit. So even though you may be a long way off, you need to understand how survivor benefits work, because certain decisions made now can affect the amount of that benefit. Now, I want you to follow this carefully, because the amount of your survivor benefit can vary greatly. It depends on 2 things. The first factor is when your deceased spouse originally claimed his benefit. This is called the original benefit. The second factor is when you claim that benefit. This is called the actual benefit. These 2 events are usually separated in time. For example, your husband could claim his Social Security benefit at 62 and then live to be 80 or 90 years old. You won't claim the survivor benefit until he dies 20 or 30 years in the future. But the fact that he took his benefit at 62 means it will be much lower than if he had taken it at 70. Husbands often don't think about this when they're 62 and decide to apply for Social Security. Again, you can hear these details in our 1-hour webinar. Survivor benefits can be claimed at early as age 60 or 50 if you are disabled. But remember that if you claim at 60, the amount will be greatly reduced. So young widows shouldn't automatically file for their survivor benefit as soon as they turn 60. You need to analyze all the Social Security claiming options before deciding when to file. What if you qualify for both retirement benefits and a survivor benefit? If you and your husband are well over 70 when he dies, it will be straightforward matter in taking the higher benefit. You'll either switch to your husband's benefits and yours will stop, or his will stop and you'll receive your own benefit. What I'm talking about now is if you're under 70 and qualify for survivorship benefits now, either because your husband has died or your ex-husband has died and you were married over 10 years. What you can do here is switch from one benefit to another, but you have to be strategic about it. You could start your own benefit at 62 and switch to your survivor benefit at 66. Or you could start your survivor benefit at 60 and switch to your benefit at 70. If you're divorced or widow and thinking about remarrying, keep these rules in mind. If you remarry at any age, you can't receive divorced spouse benefits. So if you're already receiving divorced spouse benefits and think about remarrying, understand that your divorced spouse benefit will stop. However, you may be able to get spousal benefits based on your new husband's record. If you remarry before age 60, you can't get survivor benefits or divorced spouse benefit. But if you remarry after age 60, you'll get survivor benefits and or divorced spouse benefits. These rules are hard to keep straight. Okay, here's a summary of survivor planning if your husband or ex-husband is still living. If you're married, encourage your husband to delay his benefit to age 70. As for your own benefit, consider your husband's life expectancy. If your husband has some health problems and may have a short life expectancy, you could go ahead and claim an early benefit on your own record because you'll be switching to your survivorship benefit at some point. On the other hand, if your husband is in good health and has a long life expectancy, you should maximize your own benefit by delaying it to age 70 because you'll be receiving it for many years before switching to survivorship benefits. If your husband or ex-husband is already deceased, do what we talked about earlier. Compare your own benefit to your survivorship benefit and take the higher benefit last. Okay. Here's a summary of strategies depending on your marital status. If you are currently married, coordinate your benefit with your husband. To optimize your benefit, one or both of you would delay the start of benefits to age 70 in order to earn the maximum of 8% annual delayed credits. One of you can receive a spousal benefit from age 66 to 70, but only one. If you're divorced, consider maximizing your benefit by delaying to age 70. If you're widowed, coordinate your retirement and survivorship benefits. Take the higher benefit last. If you're never married, Social Security at age 70. I know this is a lot to remember. If nothing else, I hope I have opened your eyes to some of the possibilities with Social Security. You may be entitled to more benefits than you realize. For help with your individualized situation, you can either make an appointment with me at 845-627-8300 or call the Social Security Administration. Just be aware that Social Security workers don't always take into consideration your longer-term financial plan. As we wrap up, consider you could live to age 95 or 100. It's not so far-fetched today. Savvy women are arranging their financial affairs to keep the income flowing just in case they do live to age 95. Social Security is one of the best income sources because it provides inflation-adjusted income for as long as you live. The decisions you make in your 60s will determine the amount of income you have in your 70s, 80s, and 90s. The difference between early and late claiming will grow as annual cost of living adjustments cause the higher amount to grow faster. Delaying the start of benefits will give you more money. Coordinating spousal and survivorship benefits may give you extra income, but Social Security decisions should not be made in isolation. Social Security alone is not income for most people. So you should make your Social Security decisions within the next context of your overall plan. Thank you so much for your kind attention, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.